Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PlayStation 4. I'm about, looks like I'm about 11 hours into the game, although that to me, sort of scrounging, hunting, and hoarding every morsel of content I can find along the way. So just know that we're at a point in the game, known here as the yet powerful the platform. We've made it to a part of the game. Can we even see that? Yeah, here inside the plates. We made it to a part of the game where we can actually grind for experience. There's a ladder down here that leads to a platform that takes us from the main area of the game right there above my head, and this side area is now available. So now that I've made it up here, there's a way for me to grind for experience, which is going to be incredibly handy. We got ourselves a nice little bench right here. We can heal ourselves. So let's do that first. And that's why this area is so great for grinding, because early in the game, you're in the slums, which are below us, in case you're wondering. Early in the game, you have two people in your party. You have Tifa and Cloud right here in your party. So if you're wandering around the slums down there, basically, whoops. If you're wandering around the slums down there right above my head, there are areas in the game where you can, like, you can do little side quests, and there are little arenas where enemies can respawn occasionally. So that's helpful. And by the way, we can also sell stuff here, or more importantly, we can earn money in the room next door, so we can buy all the stuff we need. So this might be a decent place to grind up, finally, for the first time in this entire game. I guess I can just buy all the bangles I need. Because we're going to do some, like I said, if we're going to grind in here, we might as well build up everything that we need. So let's do some setup here. What I'm going to do in this video is try to do sort of a first impressions. You get to see a lot of combat in this particular video, so we'll focus on that particular part of the game. Now, we'll explain all this later. We'll stick with the basics of combat, then build. So for now, we'll set things up. I'll equip the materia that I need and get rid of the materia that I don't. So let's take off all the materia that is not necessary for this part of the game, because we're going to grind. So all the enemies in here have already been assessed, so I'll explain why that's important later. We'll remove that and give ourselves a different materia. Lightning, no. I guess we could. I think we're fine. Auto cure is maxed up, so we're fine. I guess we can heal ourselves so we don't end up using potions. I do want to turn off... Let me take off the auto cure materia, I suppose. Yeah, Cloud can use all the spells, it looks like. So let me just remove this. We don't need to assess. We can grind up some other materia here. So we have two... Yeah, he has two healing materia. So we'll grind them up. I'll explain why that's important later. Set materia, auto cure. Cast cure. Okay, that's good. That's actually not a terrible idea, but it's already charged up. So let's give this to Cloud, then. Not gonna swap. So we'll give this to Cloud. Give me a second. I'll explain why that's important later. Healing materia. So we'll give the auto cure to him so we can heal people, and I'll show you why that's important later. You can auto cure up to 10 times for battle, which would be incredibly handy in the place where we're going. Okay, switch to Barret. Press triangle to grab the materia. Tifa might want some healing materia, but we'll worry about that later. I guess we might want to do that. I guess give Barret some fire materia. And give him some lightning. So he can cast that spell. And switch to Tifa. Revival chakra. HP up. That will be very useful. We're still grinding this one out. We don't really need... Here we go. We can turn that. We can take rid of that, I think. No, we aren't allowed to remove these. That's okay. Worry about that later. We're not going to use the summon materia, so don't worry about that. I'll explain why that's important in a second. So we're good. Is everything else ready to go? Auto cure is already maxed out, so I might as well get rid of it. Okay. Who has the auto cure? Because we're not going to need it, if I'm being honest. Oh, yeah. Take off the bracelet. Someone here needs an extra bracelet. Here we go. We need a leather bait. Okay, we don't have enough. We don't have enough, darn it. That's okay, that's okay. We'll buy some more of these leather bracers. Because if nothing else, leather bracers are good for grinding up materia. In fact, I'll just buy one now. I'm gonna earn more money in a second. Why is this important? Because we're gonna farm materia, so they can unlock, so they become stronger and give us access to more spells. We're gonna want to buy that MP up materia right here. So we're gonna want to buy that a bit later. In the meantime, though, can we do a leather bracer? Yeah, we're running out of room. We'll buy that later. Okay, we'll buy that later. So we'll earn some more money to buy that stuff. So that's the other thing I can do. Okay, it's one of those games. You can grind if you want. Set materia. So what do we need to take off? The auto queue, right? Take that off. Cloud is already carrying that. Don't need that. So I guess we can give him 2 healing materia. Barrett. Everyone else is good, right? Yes, we've unequipped all of the maxed out materia. Fire we might need later, I guess. So the materia with the least amount of... See the right side of the column? The materia with the least amount of AP points should all be equipped. I guess we can do fire. I'm not as worried about fire. Yeah, we're fine for now. We'll worry about fire later. Kira, we have one of those. We want to unlock level 2 on that, so we'll get to that. Okay, so let's establish the basics, then we'll start worrying about the rest of the stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this terminal, unlock that room, and we'll have one, and we'll be able to respawn another batch of enemies. Don't worry about the timer. The timer is for a mission we've already completed.
換気システムメンテナンスモードに移行制限時間内にロック解除用端末にアクセスしてください
So we're on the normal difficulty, in case you're wondering. In fact, is that mentioned here? Options, gameplay. We're on the normal difficulty. We'll set it. If I want to enjoy this, we're worrying about the battles. Oh, really? Does that mean you can't die? And there's also this mode. Attack and defend automatically. Okay. So yeah, we'll do classic mode in a second because it's pretty unimportant in this game. You can't play this game like a traditional turn-based game if we're being honest. Ignore the clock. Okay? So Cloud is the leader now. So you see on the top left-hand corner of the screen it says issue commands to allies. We'll get to that in a second. Switching characters, we're not going to worry about that. We can evade with the circle button and hold down R1 to guard. So let's do that. We're going to hold down R1 to guard like this, which is useful against some enemies, but not a lot. We also press the circle button to dodge roll. And what else do we want to do? Yeah, pause. Top left-hand corner of the screen, we have the ability to use command shortcuts. We'll do those later. We can press L3 to lock on. Get out of the way, dude. Can't see that. So you can press the right stick to lock on. Press the right stick, you can lock on to a particular enemy. Use the right stick to choose the enemy you want to lock on to. So who do we want to lock on to? Let's lock on to Gas Strike B. Let's lock on to him. Okay, let's fight. Mash on the square button. This is our traditional attack. And why do I mention that? Check the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. See that triangle button where it says Punisher mode? We'll get to that later. We can also press the square button to do our regular attacks, so we'll stick with those for now. So we'll just mash on the attack button for a while. That doesn't matter to us. We've already completed that mission. Cloud's about to die. He'll come back, don't worry. In fact, let's set up a spell. So I press the X button. We're going to execute a spell on Cloud. Now, whoops! Oh well. Not ready yet. Tifa. I'll explain why this is important later. We'll raise him up. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Cloud's ready. Okay, so now the Cloud's back. We can get back to fighting. Like I said, we're just mashing on the square button for now. Staggered. Okay. Switch back to normal mode. I'll show you why that stagger thing is important later. So we're just mashing on the square button. Okay, we're done. Okay, now why was I doing all that? Because I want to show you the basics of combat, which is just mashing on the square button. So a bit later we'll show you some more sophisticated tactics. So the basics of the game is just kind of targeting enemies and mashing on the square button. Now why was that timer important? Because if we wanted to get to that door back there, we had to defeat all those enemies in less than a minute. So we can go back there if we want, and I guess I'll do that later at the end of this video so you can see what happens, which isn't much. You can open a treasure chest by clicking on the triangle button. Well, we've already done that, so don't worry about that. Let's get all of our health back. We didn't waste any potions, so that's good. So press the triangle button here to rest at the bench. We'll get all of our health points and all of our magic points back. That's good. So for the next fight, we're going to focus on more sophisticated tactics, which means we're going to start using some commands. So give me a second to set that up. Again, we're not worried about that. So we're going to mash on this. In fact, let me show you why this is important. Manual. Battles. During a fight, check out the bottom left-hand, check out the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Well, as soon as the fight starts. Yeah, we can't see that here, can we? Hold on. My stick is stuck. In fights, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there's an ATB meter. So it fills as time passes, and it is as you attack enemies or as you successfully guard against attacks. There are 2 pips on that meter. So when the charge is full, you can use at least one of the 2 pips to execute a special ability. Or save one when your HP gets low, I guess. When both of your pips are charged up, remember you have 2 of them. When both of them are charged up, you can unleash a powerful ability or save one of them. Now what happens with this when your HP gets low? I don't know. Find out in a second. Battle commands. We'll mention that later. And abilities. Each weapon has a distinct ability. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Focus thrust. Oh! We have a new stuff I got to equip. Give me a second. New weapons. And I'll explain the level up system in a moment. Yep, she's got gloves. So I'll explain the system a bit later. Reslot materia. She has only 2 slots on this. So I guess we're gonna have to turn something off. Well, give me a second. Revival, chakra. I don't think we're gonna need chakra. Let's have her equip something she needs. Set materia. Okay, so she needs to turn something on. Yeah, like the wind materia, I guess. Give Cloud the wind materia for now. We'll set that up. Yeah, give him the wind materia. Yeah, we'll grab that. Tifa. Yep, okay, we're good. Okay, so we'll deal with that later. Okay, first things first. For Cloud, we're going to set up the next bit of fighting. We're all ready. And I forgot to change that, so I'll show you why that's important later. So, Cloud is now our dude. Okay, so we'll press the switch. There we go. So we'll target this guy. Remember, you can press the right stick to switch targets. And we'll target gas strike A. Okay, so our meter is now full. See on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you see Cloud's name. Below Cloud's name on the bottom right-hand corner is his HP. Below that are 2 ATB bars. They're in blue. We have 2 of them charged up, so let's do something. Now that that meter is charged up, at least once we can perform attacks like this. Like the Braver attack, which targets 1 enemy. Really strong attack. Let's get back to attacking him. Mash on the square button. Meter is still full. See, the ATB meter for Cloud is still full. So let's use one more skill. Let's use the Focus Thrush. Let's not use that. Let's use the Focus Thrush. This slightly increases the stagger meter. See the Grass Strike right there? Below the name of the Grass Strike is the yellow meter. That's his hit points. The orange meter below that is the stagger meter. If we use this Focus Thrust ability right here, we can significantly increase that orange stagger meter. So let's do that. On him. And he's staggered. But he's also dead, so there's also that. Yep, he's also dead. Let's go for Gas Strike C. Okay, his first ATB meter is full, so let's do the Triple Slash, which targets 3 enemies in a row, dealing with more damage with each blow. So we'll target him first, do an attack on the second enemy, then do one more attack on the first enemy. Okay, that enemy is staggered. So we're going to mash on the attack. No, we can't. He's already dead. Okay, check out Cloud's ATB meter on the bottom corner of the screen, the bottom right-hand corner. It's still not full yet. So we're going to mash on the attack button a few more times. Or we can guard. We can guard. Okay, the meter's full. So now that the meter's full, we can do one more attack. We don't have to do an attack. We could do a spell instead and cure ourselves so that we don't die. Okay, so that helps. So let's build up that meter again. In fact, let's hold down this. Okay, meter is full. So, we want to do... Let's do a spell. We don't need to do a spell, but just for funsies, let's do a cure spell. On Cloud. Spell attack. So let's guard for a while. Okay, we're dead. So we got 43 gold and 58 health, which isn't a lot. We've got 53 experience points and 43 gold, which is not a lot at all. But that entire mob probably gave us 3 times the gil and 3 times the experience points. So you see below each character's name, you see their experience level. Below that, you see how much experience they have, slash the amount of experience points they need to advance to the next experience level. So if we got 150 experience points out of that fight, and we need 500 more, four more fights like that will level up Cloud. So that gives you some idea about how many experience points we need to become stronger. And once we get stronger, I'll show you why that's important. Let me set up a thing here I want to establish. Battle settings. Right now, Barrett's the leader. We'll switch to Cloud. We'll set Cloud as the leader. We'll explain this D-pad a bit later. So if we set Cloud as the leader, he will be the one who gets selected first as soon as the fight starts. So when Barrett was the leader, the fight switched to him as soon as the enemies appeared. So we'll set this up so that Cloud's the leader. So we'll do one more fight with a couple of other skills I want to show you. A couple of other abilities I want to establish. So let's heal ourselves. So if we got 150 gil, that's not a lot, but it's enough for me to like buy some more potions if I need them. But I'm not going to need potions here. I'll need potions later in the game. How much money do we have? It's at the bottom of the left-hand corner of the screen. You can see the clock ticking. We have 1,933 gil at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, which is not enough for me to buy the materia I want. I'm going to buy one more materia while I'm here. Or I guess we can buy more. I guess we can buy that iron bangle or something. We'll worry about that later. Yeah, we want to buy this MP up material, which will be important later. And again, once I level up, I'll show you why that becomes why that's important. Yep, back to maintenance mode. Like I said, we're just practicing the combat a little bit. Okay, so for this next fight, I want to show you this a little bit. Battles. Let's see. Each weapon has distinct ability. We have to focus on their ability. So setting command material lets you use those commands in battle. For example, when setting the assess material allows you to use assess, a command that helps identify enemy weaknesses and other useful information. We'll worry about that later. Cloud strength. Close range combat, press square to strike, hold it down to unleash a powerful attack. I forgot that part. Triangle button changes Cloud's unique ability. Mode change, allowing you to switch modes during the battle. In Punisher mode, Cloud moves more slowly. So I was in regular mode. I was in operator mode. In Punisher mode, Cloud moves more slowly, but the square button unleashes a more powerful attack than usual. In addition, Cloud launches a counter blow every time he guards against an enemy's melee attack. He cannot, however, guard against ranged attacks or magic. Fine. When you evade such attacks, you will switch back to operator mode, which is the default mode. Every time I start a fight, I'm in operator mode. That's what I've been doing since the beginning of this video. Regular operator mode. In operator mode, Cloud strikes the perfect balance between attack and defense and moves more quickly than in Punisher mode. So far, I've only been in operator mode. So what I'm going to do for the next fight is switch to Punisher mode, which is where Cloud moves more slowly, but he has stronger attacks. So as soon as the fight starts, I'm going to press the triangle button to switch to operator mode. We're in operator mode now. Hold down the LB, hold down the holding down R2, and I'm guarding. See? And enemies try to attack me, and if they attack me, then I counter them. See? Enemy staggered. So we'll mash on the square button. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just holding down the I'm holding down the R1 button, and enemies just attack me. Okay? That's pretty good. So remember I mentioned before at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, those two blue pips are Cloud's ATB meter. So now that one of those pips is full, we can perform an attack. Let's see. Do you want to perform an attack? Yeah, let's do a focus thrust. Okay? So we got that. And we still have one pip on our ATB meter, see? So let's do another ability here. Let's do our focus thrust again on grass strike. Okay? Triangle. Switch back to operator mode. Well, let's hold down let's hold down R1 to block. He's not gonna mess with me. So you saw what happened there, right? I'm in operator mode by pressing the triangle button, and then I can hold down the R1 button to immediately have a counterattack any enemy that strikes us. I'm gonna do a thing. Give me a second. Got to turn this up in a second. So we'll turn that down a bit so I can hear myself think. Alright. Okay. We'll go back to operator mode one more time by pressing the triangle button as soon as the fight starts. Triangle. Hold down R1 and we'll be in guard mode. Okay, my meter is full. See the ATB meter? The ATB meter? One pip is already full. So let's do a triple slash on any enemy we want. We'll attack all three enemies at once. Okay, hold down R1. It'll mess with me. We'll do that one more time. Triple slash. Pick an enemy. This guy's pressured. So we'll kill this. Well, who can we kill first? Well, kill any of these guys. It's fine. Do it. Okay, hold down R1. Meter's full. Triple slash again. On grass strike to kill him. Hold down R1 again. He's pressured. Press the square button for this strong attack. So that was actually incredibly easy. So let's open the door and see what happens. I want you to see this part. So we made it past the time lock. So I guess these fights are a lot easier now. There was a materia here. And it was one of these. That's the materia that was here. We had to turn off the fan to get to it. So we grabbed that. So that's a summoning material. That is a summoning material. We can't use that yet. Apparently it only shows up in certain fights. Like for doing a boss fight, it'll probably show up then. In fact, let me see if that's explained here in the manual, because we're not going to be able to use it here. Materia orbs, summoning material. Set summoning material to invoke summons during battle, which can only be set to weapons. Also boost your abilities. Summons can only be invoked in certain battles, like boss fights, most likely. What's the next order of business? Weapons. Setting certain material and weapons can infuse your normal attacks with certain elements. That has not been explained yet. Use a weapon ability repeatedly to increase its proficiency. When its proficiency is maxed out, you will learn the ability, allowing you to use it without having the weapon equipped. We'll show you how to do that a bit later. Okay, so let's do operator mode one more time, because I want to show you one more thing I can do in this mode. We can heal ourselves right now, I guess. We'll just sit on the bench and heal ourselves. We're going to respawn another enemy. So for this last bit on Cloud's ability, we'll use operator mode again, but I'll show you my regular attacks. We aren't going to guard this time. We're going to use our regular Punisher mode, not operator mode. We're going to go to Punisher mode by pressing the triangle button, and instead of guarding, we're just going to mash on the square button. It's a strong attack. Okay, so let's set this up. As soon as the fight starts, press triangle to go to Punisher mode. We're ready? Okay, so we're now in Punisher mode. See Cloud's meter on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen? That blue meter is not full yet, or at least the first pip on that meter is not full yet. So we'll press the square button for my strong attack. Can you see that in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen? It says command menu. Above that, it says strong attack. So we'll press the square button for the strong attack. Square. That's my strong attack. We'll do it again. See? So these are Cloud's regular attacks in Punisher mode. So, see? Pretty strong. Okay, so my meter is full now, so let's heal ourselves. Cure. Actually, we can do a better spell. Yeah, we can also press left or right on the D-pad to activate stronger versions of our spell. I'll show you how that works later. Cloud's doing all the fighting, so let's heal him first. Okay, back to operator mode. Hold down R1. See if everyone wants to mess. Well, we have another meter, so we can do our next attack. Cure me. Let's cure me completely by pressing left or right on the D-pad. We'll use our strong cure spell for this part. Block. Want to mess with me? Actually, can we heal ourselves right now? Not yet. Give me a second. Going down R1. Get at me, dog. Dodge. Get at me. Okay, so countering builds up that attack meter. See that? That blue meter got charged really quickly after I blocked and countered like that. So what ability do I want? I guess we can do a spell. Let's use remove the poison status. Isuna removes all detrimental status effects. So we'll use that first on Cloud because he's poisoned. You see that on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen? Cloud has 2 debilitating effects. We got rid of the poison. Actually, I think he might have gotten re-poisoned. Meter's almost full. Okay, not that. So spells. Let's turn off all of his debilitating effects by pressing right on the D-pad, and we can use Isuna to remove all the detrimental status effects he's suffering. Okay. So we're good. So we're gaining SP too, but we'll get to that. So I think we're done with Cloud. But we'll start up the next video by showing how we switch characters during a fight. So we'll get all our health back. Alright. So I guess we'll come back in just a second to do one more fight. Because, I mean, we'll come back to Cloud. We'll set up the next video by switching to somebody else in the next video.